These maps depict the horrors of war in very grim relief. They're also incredibly important as sources to understand how Americans understood World War II as it was happening. The exhibit around me is called Mapping Victory, and it is a remarkable collection of maps produced by American Army units in Europe and in the Pacific in the months immediately following the end of World War II. It comes from this extraordinary collection that we have here in the Cushing Memorial Library and Archives. It is, to my mind, perhaps the biggest collection of these maps anywhere in the world. This is a really extraordinary resource that we have available here at Texas A&M. These American soldiers, they've fought, they've died, they've seen friends suffer and be wounded. They encounter bits of what we would later come to call the Holocaust. You can see Dachau, the concentration camp outside of Munich, depicted in very stark relief. One of the most commonly seen items on these maps is the Eiffel Tower, because so many of these men had the extraordinary experience of seeing Paris. And they saw Paris in the wake of the liberation of that city in 1944. And then they moved into Germany and they saw the great old cities of Germany, many of them devastated by the war and by Allied bombing. This is the first draft of history. These are what historians call primary sources of the best kind, because they were produced really very, very close to the moments that they were depicting. I think what we can see is this early attempt to wrestle with the making of the post-war world. And I think it's fairly clear that we are, in the 21st century, still living with the shadow of the Second World War. If you want to understand the long shadow of that war, you can see it in very clear ways in this collection.